All right, this is BlueGamer Bluecast. I forget what episode. I think the last time I did one
45.
was that what it was?
No, we're on like.
But it was
145.
Yeah, and so this is Adam Blue. Obviously, I'm Adam Blue, and then Cody is with me.
The Duck Plunger.
Duck Plunger, which we last did a podcast like back in 2000. Well, it wasn't too long. It was 13.
It was like late October of 13.
Yeah, something like that.
It's been about a year or so.
Yeah, so anyway, this episode, it's been a while, so we're going to have a lot of good content. This is going to be like the 2014 retrospective. I guess we're just going to go over the games we enjoyed from 2014, some things we're looking forward to in 2015, and just some other stuff. What I wanted to start with, Cody, was I think the mess-ups, the big fuck-ups that happened in the game industry over 2014, and I think the number one thing, and I don't know, because you're not as big of an online, internet, what I was going to say is Gamergate, which I think is the dumbest shit ever. It just makes everyone look stupid, both sides.
Yeah, it does.
It's just, actually, it's not even worth talking about. I'm just going to say this Gamergate thing just makes people, it doesn't matter if you're a gamer or not, it just made everyone look dumb and dramatic, and it wasted time, precious internet time to do good.
Right? And I'm caught with my pants down here because yes, it did, but at the same time, no, it didn't. Just due to the fact that it brought. So I'm not completely versed in the situation. So
right.
So
which is probably for the best.
Yeah. Please enlighten me just a little bit so I can. And if nobody else knows exactly what it is that we're talking about, they can get caught up really quick. So just lay a little bit of groundwork for me really fast.
It basically started with there's this female indie developer that made a game, and she was it was called Depression Quest, and she was going through means to get it out there, and it came to light that she was possibly sleeping with some people, which on one end, who cares? If you get to sleep around, great. Sleeping around is great, you know? But on the other end, if this was really affecting what a journalist or an editor was doing, that part sucks. So I have no anger towards her. She can do whatever she wants, sleep around, that's fun. But these journalists, if they were really then basing what they wrote off that, then that's just not cool. Now, from there, all these people, they were trying to then say, well, these journalists shouldn't be doing this and created Gamergate, but they were attacking. They were doxing people, and a lot of it was women. Now, at the same time, there was some, female industry personalities that were speaking out, and they were saying things they shouldn't say. So I think both sides were just throwing, what's the term, flinging shit at each other.
Yeah, they're just going ape crap on each other.
Yeah, but it was harsh, mean things were said. I mean, there were rape threats on Twitter, death threats. I mean, it was like...
Well, okay, so you can't... And I'm sitting here trying to figure out the appropriate words, but in all honesty, there is no appropriate words for Twitter or the internet, period. But the only thing I can possibly think of is, Nightcrawler. Have you seen Nightcrawler yet, Adam?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, so...
Huh. That's the...
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yeah,
he's the, He goes out and he does all the recordings and he sends them to the news, and trust me, once you figure out the movie, you'll understand what it was that I said about it. But you have to have no heart in order to report about anything worth reporting. TMZ, Fox News, CNN,
the thing that pulls in the numbers, the thing that gets the eyes, you have to do crap.
Exactly.
And that's why Kotaku, I think, has become a more...
But Kotaku actually, I honestly believe
No, I'm saying they're a better outlet now.
Yeah,
they're actually trying to get out of that stuff, and they've been doing a good job of it.
And they've been doing a good job of it for many years.
A little, put it up just a little bit. No, I'm just looking at the levels, and yours were starting to get lower.
Oh my god, it's a Pippin dark. Okay. But anyway, so Kotaku's been one of my favorites for a very long time, and it's only because that they actually hold a value as to where I look at what it is that I want to look at versus just TMZ slamming people, and I want to see people the most. So it's just more of the Kotaku actually has legitimate news, and they tell me what it is that I want to hear.
But it's interesting stories too. They'll get into neat things. They'll touch on stuff, and they're not afraid to say something that can make a publisher mad. And they also change the review system, like a score to get on Metacritic.
Yeah.
They're doing their yes or no. Is this worth buying?
And it's you know what though? That's Kotaku being what Kotaku is now though. Like, they've worked their ass off to get to where they are. Mm-hmm. They deserve it. They deserve to be their own critique.
And I think that has then shown the opposite side, Polygon. How I think Polygon has been kind of, in my opinion, a crappy. They're putting out crazy things like, I don't know if you saw like the whole thing about Mario Kart selling horrible, so they had like a pie chart.
But in all honesty, though, over the past, 5 years, Polygon has always been...
Well, Polygon just started a couple years ago.
Okay, so I say 5 years loosely, so it's been like, 3.5? I
don't remember. It was while I was at FA.
Yeah, so about 3.5.
Okay.
Because I've been out of there about 3, and then that was when we were in the old building. So yeah, about 3.5. Mm-hmm. But Polygon was a subsidy of another company I can't remember before. Are
you thinking Joystick?
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Joystick, dude. I haven't bothered. Polygon is the one where Microsoft gave them a whole ton of money to start this project, and they seem to side on MS.
Okay.
They've lately written some articles, like they did one recently about GTA 5, how, man, I forget, it's teaching people the wrong thing. I mean, just dumb stuff.
Well, I'm sorry, but when you can
headlines.
Kill somebody with a snowball in a game, like, should you really take it seriously?
Well, and that's the thing,
if you could kill somebody with a snowball.
They try to find something shocking that would be on Fox News. They put it in the headline, and then so... Is that what you really got to kick out of?
That's basically what it is. Like, I laugh, and I'm laughing now. It's just, I laugh so hard at people who actually take this game seriously. It's like, what were you showing me? Way back in the day, it was Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
When you were like murdering people with a dubstep cannon.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing.
Like outlets like Polygon should be shying away from saying there's a problem with this game, there's a problem with that game, because they're just feeding into these groups that are against video games. So, shame on Polygon, I think, for trying to create controversy out of something that is not.
Yeah, but like we said, or like we agreed on earlier, it's the outlets that thrive based off of the content that's generated for them.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame the people who are reporting it.
Well,
who can you blame at that point?
Well, that's the thing. You would think, they have to make money, but Kotaku's taken another angle.
Right. Well, let's go back to Kotaku. So Kotaku started off kind of as the TMZ of games. They have Deadspin, which is kind of their outlet on cars and all that other jazz, and they've got other things that go on for them. But Kotaku was always that one thing that was there for them that hit that medium between games and gamer personas. But it never quite crossed the bridge. Like, it kind of did, but it never quite hit that TMZ level. Mm-hmm. And now, all of a sudden, they're starting to back out of that whole, what was it? Skyrim. So Skyrim, basically, they all fell in love with it at that point, and then they decided to start backing off of the gamer world once Skyrim hit and Elder Scrolls and all that other stuff started to come into play, which was, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, maybe? And they kind of just decided to say, we're just going to tell you what we think versus get the money because, wow, sorry, that was a weird-ass sound. We want to get in and do whatever it is that we have to. And then once they got in on different mediums, they decided that, we can kind of do what we want to and people will listen to us. They had a massive Twitter following. They have a massive Facebook following. Sorry, I said massive. But they have a massive Facebook following. They have like every they're followed on all platforms. Even I am not this
the social
socially
guy. Yeah, I know. Tumblr or something.
But it's got the R and the what looks like a Wi-Fi connection. I guess that's Tumblr. Ooh, my Tumble mic just came off.
Oh,
it's my beard. It's my beard.
I think the beard is jealous of the mic beard.
For real.
No, but no, I see what you're saying. So, I guess going back to
RSS feed. Sorry, that's what it means.
Yeah, you're really out of it because RSS is even gone now. Google closed down their Google Reader, and that's what mainly people were using.
Yeah,
so
it's
now
been a long time. I'm sorry, my fingers on this mic are totally jacking this up, but
no, it's cool. So anyway, I think Gamergate has kind of shed this light in a way that I guess the only good thing is it's making some outlets like Kotaku take things more seriously and kind of show better.
And I love that, man. I love it. I
think that's a good thing about. But okay, so anyway, that was a kind of a dark thing that had to do with drama and social stuff, and there was horrible stuff. So let's get to some lighter stuff, but still sucky stuff. One of the most recent, and I think I hate the most, and you don't have an Xbox One, do you?
I don't.
Master Chief Collection.
Gamer. Well,
Master Chief Collection doesn't even fucking work. Have you heard about any of this? You can't fucking play online. You might be able to get a game or two in. I'm shaking my head
no, by the way.
You can get a game or two in. If you bring a party in, sometimes it won't work. If you try to play the single player, sometimes it will crash. It won't save. Just tons of fuck ups. And so what they did was they made the Halo 5 beta come out early, which is available now, and it's actually kick fucking ass. But then they're also going to give all owners that purchase it between certain dates, they're going to release the ODST campaign for free on Xbox. So that was a surprise, although I would prefer if they would give out a free game, although that's technically a free game, but it's a remake. But
still, though, if it's a remake, is it a remake on Xbox One? Or?
Yeah, it's Xbox basically just porting it because Halo 3 was ported over, and it just looks okay. And so this is an ODST was
now.
Halo.
Do you have the ability to switch back and forth between the original graphics and the old original graphics and the new graphics?
Just for 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are anniversary editions. So it has the original game and anniversary, which Halo 2 looks phenomenal, and the cutscenes are the new ones from Halo 4.
Because I know the original Halo with Halo anniversaries, you had the ability to press like the select button and go back and forth, and I loved that.
Yeah.
Because like my girlfriend, she has no idea what the hell Halo is, but then I would show her like, what's the live action? I have it upstairs.
You mean the Forward Unto Dawn?
Yeah. Forward Unto Dawn. And she loved it. She had no idea who the hell Master Chief was, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, oh, look, this is the Halo video game. She's like, Rrr. And then I'd be like, all right, this is what it looked like in 2000. And then I'd push the button, and she'd be like, And then I'd be like, this is what it looks like now. Click it, and she'd be like, If you couldn't tell, that's a good gasp and a bad gasp. But anyways.
You got to see Halo 2 because it looks great.
No, it's...
But, dude, you know what really looks awesome? Halo 4. Like, it looked good on the 360, but on Xbox One, they have it at 60 FPS.
I haven't seen it on the Xbox One yet. Now, Reach, in my opinion, on the 360 was phenomenal. I really, really, really want to look, but I'm afraid.
Yeah, Reach they don't have on...
I figured they wouldn't.
Because it's not a Master Chief game.
Because it's not a Bungie, it's a 343.
No, Reach was Bungie.
I thought it was
that was the last Bungie game. Oh. But here's the thing. So ODST, it's not a Master Chief game, but it's coming to Xbox One. So I'm pretty sure Reach will come to Xbox One. Anyway, for me, one of the biggest fuck-ups from last year was the Master Chief Collection not working because that's like an alternate timeline. When you talk about movies and they have these plots, with alternate timelines, what would the fall have been like if me in a minute or 30 seconds of waiting and you get to play? That didn't happen. And I am pissed because I was hoping to... I got a game of Hang 'em High in that Hang 'em High map.
Love it. I think High Noon was... Anyways, that's out of my element because at that point I decided to go PC. And I dropped all of it.
Well, okay, so let's talk. I could talk about in the same subject about PC. So I would consider myself primarily a PC gamer, especially 2012, 2013 were like the highs. PC gaming, like you got the PC version because it's the best.
Yeah.
2014, a lot of these PC ports were crap, especially Ubisoft.
Well, that's because they were PC ports. Like,
yeah,
if we were to talk more about the predominant PC titled games,
which we will get into because you're
we're fucking
so PC exclusives. Yes,
excuse my language,
but because a lot of times I have the consoles to play the console exclusives. I'm not going to play a game that's also on like Shadow of Mordor. I got that on.
Oh no, we need to talk about that.
We
later.
will. I got that on PC, but PC didn't have motion blur and PS4 did.
Yes, well, it depends.
They might have patched it in later.
It depends on which version of it that you had.
Well, I bought it on release and beat it in a weekend, so I probably missed out on the patch.
I jumped around with Shadows of Mordor. Oh, we're gonna talk about that later. Wait,
yeah, we'll get to that.
That's number 3 on my list right now.
Okay. Well, so Ubisoft fucked up a lot because their PC port. Yeah, Ubisoft's Ubisoft. What can you do?
All right. When I'm playing a game on the computer and I have to sign into 4 different things,
fuck that.
Play a game.
I know that's
Ubisoft. I swear to God, if the Division makes me do this, I'm gonna burn your building down. I will burn your building down. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, because people take that seriously nowadays.
Yes, they do. Especially with the Guardians of whoever the fuck they are. By the way, that movie was hilarious.
What movie?
The Interview.
Oh, The Interview.
Yeah, that movie was
okay, no, I did see that. That was pretty good.
Put it off YouTube.
You did YouTube? Yeah, I did it. Because you could Chromecast it.
No. Like, you could just buy it straight off YouTube.
Well, I know, but how did you watch it?
Actually, you're right. I did Chromecast it.
Yeah, I ended up buying it on the Xbox for no reason other than it was just on and it was there. But
yeah.
But anyway, so now on a lighter note, I will say that I think it was good for EA to delay the Battlefield Hardline to go into next year. You would think, well, EA being the big publisher they are, they want their FPS to come out in the fall. And them for that because from what I've watched, what I've been reading, it sounds like they're making a different approach. This is not a normal Battlefield. Maybe the multiplayer might have some stuff, but the single player campaign they're doing a big focus on. It's really about being slow. Even though it's police, but it's more about being slow, stealth, zip lines.
They lost a lot of... Well, I say they lost, but they actually gained. They gained a lot of insight. Back to the whole Ubisoft screwed things up. This was the one thing that they got right in 2014, was that they had a free-to-play, I believe it was called Phantom Ops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And it was squad-based, individual class ranking type shoot 'em up, and it was freaking phenomenal. I loved it. It had the hardcore, like, superb tactical. You have your sniper, you have your rifleman, you have your stealth guy, you have your submachine guy, you have your quick move flanking guys. Like, I'm not gonna, like, everybody, like, there were super clans out there, and I say super clans loosely because there were like uber clans, but anyways, these dudes would like outflank us like nobody's business, and messed up the second that I messed up, and then I would respawn.
So what are you getting at is EA was taking a look at how this game was doing?
I think I messed up going into this because I thought it was an EA game to begin with, but once you said it was Tom Clancy and Tom Clancy's Ubisoft, it clicked in the back of my brain. Now, The Division will probably be something along these lines.
Now, was that one that got delayed? Was that supposed to be a 2014 title?
Division was supposed to be, but it's not going to be until mid. I would say probably March, May...
2015.
Yeah.
Because that looks great. I mean, that's something we've been missing. But then they showed Rainbow Six, the new Rainbow Six. It's like, okay, well, there's another third person.
But so this Ubisoft game, to me, that is what The Division was supposed to be about, but it's a free world roam. So imagine. So it's
not like a map where let's play Dust and memorize.
No. But so imagine a map as in New York City.
Yeah.
And you get to just run around it, going, "Holy crap! Post-apocalyptic. Let's figure out how this works." But anyways, Yeah, Division.
Well, okay, so that's coming
Division
out.
is something that's supposed to be this year, as in 2015 this year.
What are some other titles that got delayed that's going to be coming out this year? Because, I mean, something off the top of my head that I don't even care about is Evolve, to be honest. I don't care.
Hey, Evolved actually came out this year.
No, it didn't.
It came out as an alpha.
Oh, that's right.
The alpha and the beta of Evolved came out this year. And that was one of the games that I was actually super stoked about just because how many times do you get to play a game? And they came out with a couple of others where it's like a shark and you get to swim around. I can't remember the name.
Oh, just that you could be like some beast. It's not a conventional.
It's one beast, and as you progress through the level, you become stronger against certain things. So your beast gets to level up versus each individual player leveling up, and they scale it properly. Like, that's all that really works against. But Evolve your demon, your whatever the hell it is that thing is, scales on a level that's just inhuman. But if you use teamwork and it's 5-on-1 typically.
Right.
You have the ability to take it down, but at the same time, if you can counter and
you played it.
I have played it. I was in on the beta, I was in on the alpha. I got into the limited beta. I just did air quotes. Nobody can see that, but I like saying that I do air quotes just because it makes me seem presumptuous. Anyways, so these, like, it's really, really hard to explain, but like you almost feel godly until you get into a room with all 5 of these dudes, and then they're just ripping your ass apart.
So basically, when you're the humans, it's really teamwork. Like,
no, you have to be, because if it's 4 on a demon, you're done. I really don't know how else to explain it. It's the balance of Evolve is so well rounded. That's
probably what I need to experience then, because to me I'm just seeing typical. Okay, one person's a monster, then other people are humans. But if they have this balance going on, then
most of the time these people are all like Call of Duty. I'm gonna go in here 360 no scope, bang bang bang. I win. But that's not how that shit works. And that's where a lot of these multiplayer online games go wrong. It's because a lot of these people think that they can just go in, play the game, do everything they need to do by themselves without any friends, I try and make friends with whoever I'm playing a game with, even on like CS, like you know me, like I've got I say hundreds of thousands, that's a fucking far-fetched number, but I've got thousands of hours on CSGO, and I can play a game and then just murder my teammates because I hate them so much, and then get disqualified for like 24 hours and have to sit out because I shot somebody too many times.
Oh.
That's just how it works. But anyways, let's talk about the 2014 games that we thought were best.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, well,
that's what I prepped for.
Okay, well, let me start. Well, yeah, let me start now. On BlueGamer.net, I already put my Game of the Year post, but I can go into a little detail, not too much. We've got a lot to cover, so we'll just kind of go through like brief descriptions of each one. I'll start with the game Luftrausers. It's awesome game that came out that was on PC. Oh, okay, I remember when we were working at FA together, I was showing, that's right, it was first a web game, a browser game.
Browser-based.
And then the company, because they're pretty cool, Devolver, no, Vlambeer is the developer, but the publisher, they gave me a key on PC, and then I got it on Vita because I just fucking love the game. So if I'm not playing on PC, I'm playing Vita. It's a roguelike shooter, but it's like one main level that it kind of circles. You don't like just keep going and going and going, and then you'll just come across, you'll always level up your guy. It's like an endless game. It's just fun. All right, you go.
Me?
Yeah, we'll go back and forth.
All right, well, in no specific order, in all honesty, my favorite game of 2014 was Dark Souls 2.
That was your favorite game?
Period.
Really?
Of 2014.
Dark Souls 2?
Now, the only reason that Dark Souls 2, like, straight away was because the devs nerfed specific classes and specific weapons too hard, too fast.
So you're saying that you'd have to always change your weapons?
Well, so there was a specific build that I was going for, and most of the people who ran mage classes with, and it's been so long since I've even played the game because literally within the first 3 months of me playing, they nerfed the class. There's like anyways, there was a sword that would allow a mage to enchant the weapon, to allow it to have like little spiky thingies come out of it and slap people with it and basically destroy everything I needed to. They figured out that, holy crap, if your mage was too powerful, that sword would be too powerful, and you were too powerful, therefore PvP was unfair. Now, I ran mine just like I was telling you earlier, is multiplayer for me doesn't really mean much. I really care more about a story versus a multiplayer experience.
Yeah.
I would much rather play by myself because 95% of the time I can't count on somebody else to be there online while I'm playing.
Not only can you not count on someone, but sometimes you also want to go at your own pace.
Yeah.
You want to explore it for yourself. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Now, my number 2, though, and a lot of people hate this, but I don't really give a shit. South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Well, I've actually been seeing that on top 10 lists.
Holy crap.
I haven't even played it.
Now, as a Final Fantasy player and a not so much RPG player, which doesn't make sense considering I just said I'm a RPG
Well, I guess
player.
I could see that. You like Final Fantasy, but
I love Final Fantasy.
RPG,
I hate the whole like I'm speaking like American Japanese right there, but
oh, you mean the stories like
yes,
they involve?
They're so like JRPG.
Well, the
dude.
only reason I don't play these games is because of the combat systems. I want real-time combat.
I like turn-based.
Oh, so you like the turn-based? Okay.
It's like, so if I'm gonna like, dude, to me,
Well, South
I will
Park
play
that?
the original. I will play the original Pokemon. But yes, the South Park: The Stick of Truth was straight up turn-based combat, and it is freaking hilarious. Simply due to the fact
I have watched videos, and part of me wanted to play it just to experience the jokes.
It's a season of South Park in its own.
That's awesome.
That is the easiest way to explain this game. It's a season of South Park in its own.
That's cool.
And if you need to like be able to like juke somebody out, I really don't know how to. I don't know how to say that word, but imagine if I threw a piece of shit in your face, like literally. All I have to do is go into my friend's house, try and crap in the toilet. It's a mini game. You press A as fast as you can. He takes a crap. You collect the poop. And
That's a weapon.
And then you can throw it in whoever's person's face that you're trying to fight, and it stuns them.
Wow.
Yeah, that's South Park. Yeah. That is South Park.
So it's like, even though this is all typical RPG gameplay, we're gonna make it crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it looked cool.
So they use
and then I saw that there's certain things you have to do at certain times or in a certain way in order to like trigger something or it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And that's neat.
And it's specific button combination. It's specific button combination features in order to. Oh, what's the terminology for it? Anyways, yeah. Anyway,
well,
like, so I have to do specific things like A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B at set, key moments in the storyline. Or so like I'm walking down the street, and all of a sudden a bunch of rats fucking come out of nowhere, and I gotta A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B just to knock the rats off of me. That's South Park.
That's I gotta play it sometimes, especially I don't like RPGs. Anyway, okay, let me go to one of mine real quick. We can bounce back and forth. One that I didn't think I'd care about. I just try as many games as I can. Sniper Elite 3.
Loved it.
Oh, you loved it too? Okay, yes. Yeah. I rented it on PS4. I didn't get on. I will be getting on PC because I want to do the co-op missions. But I got it on PS4 just to check it out, and I loved it. I really think the graphics are great. I think the way they did the stealth.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the stealth is great. Like, when I was doing the stealth, I really felt like you didn't have to do stealth. If you were really, really good, the thing is you could possibly die. That's more of once you master the game, you can go back and maybe run and gun. But to really survive and make the most of it, it's about using the stealth in so many different ways. One level, it was so hard for me to get to where I needed to, so I said, fuck it, and I went around a whole different way. And then the game was like completely different for me. It's Sniper Elite 3. It brings a
different aspect between linear first-person shooter and open-ended world.
Well, it's like Ground Zeroes comes out, and that's pretty much what this is, except a bunch of levels instead of just one.
Yeah.
Now, are the other 2 games like that? Is it like the same thing?
2, I would say, is the same as 3.
Okay.
2 is more linear.
Okay.
3, you have more of an open-endedness. So basically, as they worked their way, they kind of figured out, okay, so we could do this here, we could do this here, we could do this here, as in part A, part B, part C. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's the beer.
So, yeah,
just so everyone knows.
It's
delicious.
Hoppy. Super hoppy. But anyways, so they kind of figured out you have the ability to go straight in, or you have the ability to go to the long right. And we'll say we're using the terminology long right as in the flank. You have the ability to go right into the mission, or you have the ability to do the flank.
Yeah.
In Sniper 2, you have the ability to do straight up, flank right, flank left. And in the Sniper 3, you have the ability to just do whatever you wanted.
In different ways.
I
loved it.
If it worked, cool. If not, you're going to die, restart,
and that's what was cool.
Again.
Sometimes it would go completely opposite what you wanted to do, but you're like, well, I'm at the end.
Yeah.
I did it.
Like you get, so I have a silencer on my weapon. I'm going to shoot this explosive barrel on the opposite side. Everybody's going to run over there going, what the hell happened? And I can just walk in, grab the briefcase, and walk out. Nobody knows I'm here.
Well, and that brings me to something real quick. Did you play the Nazi zombie games?
Yeah.
Those games are fucking awesome. And
where you get to assassinate Hitler.
Dude, those games are great, and they like I did not.
Fun. Those are really
yeah.
Fun.
I did not. That was 2013. If I had played them, I played them in 2014.
Yeah.
If I had played them in 13, those would have been in my top 10. But anyway, let's go to the next one. What's your next?
Okay, so I am a Magic the Gathering type person. So
I know where you're going.
Hearthstone.
Oh, that. No. I've been seeing a lot of that on top 10s.
Yes.
It's not my type of game. I tried playing it. But
unfortunately, like I love Magic the Gathering. I think all card games in that.
Well, did you play SoulForge?
Yeah.
I played the shit out of that with my brother. I love that.
And you couldn't grasp the concept of Hearthstone?
No, I could. I just didn't like it.
I loved it.
I thought it was...
It was so much more simpler. It was,
like, yeah, maybe that's... I don't know. To me, it seemed like it was telling you this is just how this is going to play out.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of knew, and I was like, eh.
But the thing, to me with Hearthstone is like, you could build your deck and you knew what you were going to attack somebody with, but at the same time, you had to know when to attack on top of that.
Yeah.
Versus like Magic the Gathering, where everything was just kind of like chance-based.
Well, it's cool because I saw that on a lot of top 10s, so that is a legitimate, and that's not just a BS dumb like game of yours. You really liked it.
I really played Hearthstone to a level that I probably shouldn't have, but to like slap that to the side. Don't starve together.
Don't starve.
No, but don't starve together.
I didn't play together. What is it?
So Don't Starve. Like, we both know what Don't Starve is.
I loved that, dude.
But
I forgot.
This in the past couple months, they created an alpha to allow up to 6 people to play together.
Against or together?
Together.
That is awesome.
Now, you can do PvP.
Yeah.
But...
I like the idea of someone going out to get this type of material.
And that's what we did, though. Is that, like... Yeah. So me and my girlfriend, like, we would play, and this is her game. This, like, Don't Starve is totally her game. So she'd be like, all right, this is what you need to do, this is what I need to do, blah, blah, blah. So she would send me out to go do specific freaking tasks while she stayed back at the whatever our base was and build it up and build it up and build it up. So I would go out and I would get resources, and then I would have other dudes from other, like, groups that I was a part of, and they would join in and they would bring.
But this was on PC.
Back. Yeah, this is all PC.
And did you just have two controllers and she would have one?
No, like, she's upstairs on her Mac.
Oh, okay.
She's on a Mac and I'm downstairs on a PC, and we're playing together.
Nice.
And actually, on top of that, like, you can actually even play it on Linux as well. I have a Linux laptop that I use now. And I'm able to play the exact same game on my Linux machine while I'm playing on my PC, and while she's upstairs playing on her Mac, and everybody else is playing on whatever the hell they want to play on.
It's funny. So I played a lot of Don't Starve last year. I had it on PC, but it became a PS Plus game on PS4.
Yeah.
And I loved the controls, like not mouse, like actual controller, like. Yeah. The way they did it, I was like, man, this works. So I ended up playing it more on PS4. I got really far. I got to where I'm going into the alternate worlds, to where you try to collect the pieces to build something. I forget what it is. But anyway, I then went like a week without playing it, and I am too scared to resume my save file. I am legit scared to resume and, okay, what was I trying to do? It's like I already knew in my head, like, what resources I need to get, what I need to build next. Like, I don't know now. So I am too scared. Like, that save file will sit there forever. But with a multiplayer one, it seems like there's reasons for two people to really remember what they were doing.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, I get messages from friends all the time on Steam now. Like, hey, man, you want to play some Don't Starve? I'm like, I honestly don't even remember what we were doing. No, I do not.
That's funny. All right, well...
one more down, and this is actually one that I do not know much about, and I'm hoping that you do. Divinity Original Sin.
No, I heard a lot about it, though, and I haven't played, but people keep saying good things.
You
know what? It's funny. I have if I'm not wrong, I have the two previous games. It's like Divine and Beyond. I don't know
anything about this.
And Bob Mealy actually gave them to me. No, Robert Klauser.
Yeah.
He gave them to me. And I never played them because he was trying to get me in RPGs. But then I see this new one, and it's in people's top 10.
I honestly think that me and most of the other people who you know with me are the only people who will ever be able to get you in RPGs.
Yeah, I think that's...
Don't Starve is a prime example. We'll get you there eventually.
Okay, yeah, yeah, Don't Starve. I mean, I love that game. It's just about the multiplayer.
The one below Divinity is Shadows of Mordor.
Let's talk about Shadows of Mordor.
Oh my goodness.
Let me just get the main parts out of the way.
All right.
It's like mixing Batman and Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
But they made the maneuvering around the world better than Assassin's Creed. And they made the combat better than Batman, because in Batman it really felt like you were like punching a guy like 20 feet away, then punching this guy 20 feet away.
Shadow of Mordor, Nemesis mode.
Right, okay, and I'll get to that. But Shadow of Mordor's combat really made it feel like you were actually doing more than just
it felt like when I was doing it. Because
there's so many different things. Like, I would possess this guy.
But that's even before you even learned any of that.
Yeah.
Like, before you even get into any of the major like combat components. Just as a basic, what do they call it? As a basic ranger, you were able to just beat the living brakes off of anybody you came across.
But as long as you were good, like, it's like a Dark Souls light.
Yeah.
And
as long as you didn't screw up.
If that was the combat in a Final Fantasy game, I would be playing Final Fantasy.
Oh my goodness, I know.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't that. Because this combat was, although, like, okay, and I'm going to get to this later, Bayonetta, in my opinion, is the ultimate combat.
We're coming to that next.
Okay,
We're coming to that next. We're not even going there right now. Don't you bring it there.
All right, but Shadow of Mordor, but Nemesis system. Nemesis system, I think, is something all games can implement. Because not only is it, in every game, so in every game you want it to where when you fight or kill guys, they rank up, or or they can come back, or if they kill you, they come back. Well, the whole idea is more than just that. It's you're creating a story.
Yeah.
Because for everyone, it's different if a guy came back that you killed him a certain way, and then the way he talks shit to you. Like,
oh my goodness.
Think if you're playing GTA 5 and there's
Oh.
other gangs, random gang members that would come.
I would kill everyone.
Yeah. Or, well, yeah, think if that was a way in Saints Row or GTA that you got your gangs. They make it so linear in those games, but if it was a game where it's always random and it depends how you want to do it, did you just want to kill everyone or did you want to keep some guys and level them up a certain way? I mean, I could see this being used. I mean, obviously not every game. It would work like Batman. Batman usually works by himself, but...
Yeah, because you got main characters, but no, but like you're saying with a Grand Theft Auto, so you've got like street gang bosses and so on who remember that, oh, we killed you, so on. Now, no spoiler alerts or anything like that for anybody else who has played. Actually, if you've played Shadows of Mordor, you already know, so there is no spoilers, but. What we're basically trying to say here is that if somebody kills you, they remember that you killed you, and you respawn. Therefore, you respawn, so you're in a video game, and get over it. Plain and simple. But when they do kill you, and they remember that they killed you, they make sure that you remember.
Yeah, because there were some guys that I personally was like, fuck that guy. And I wouldn't even want to fight him.
I would go out of my way. I would go out of my way and travel universes upon universe. Now, we're really talking just like levels upon levels. But I would go out of my way to go, so I'm not in this world anymore. Let me go back to the next world. Let me go into this dude's house let me just beat the brakes off this kid real quick. Okay, now I can get back to my original story.
And then I remember where, if let's say I forget the word, but you know when you possess them and they're under your command, I forget the word. I remember I'd have a guy under my command and he was a main chief or whatever, a war chief. So like I would see he would come around a lot because he'd help me out. Yeah. But every time I saw him, I just remember thinking, what a little bitch. I got this guy. And now he's working for me. Look at that little bitch that I now have control. Like, and I love how I had that secondary feeling because if you really think about Shadow of Mordor, the primary story was just all right. The missions were all right. But I think that's okay because the gameplay was just so fun. You just could not deny how fun everything was.
Well, you had like that one specific guy, and I won't drop any spoilers or anything, but you had that one specific guy that helped progress the storyline once you actually figured out what it was that your character was supposed to do. And you figured out, oh, okay, well, this storyline is between the 60 years that The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings
I didn't know any of that. Now, to be honest, I don't like, and that's another thing that makes this game awesome. I don't like Lord of the Rings shit. What? I'm not a fan of any of that shit. I do not. High fantasy is not a thing of mine. But this game is so legit. No, that's how good it is. So what you're talking about, I don't even fucking know.
Okay, so for the more hardcore fans, like the game takes place in between what happens between The Hobbit and the actual game itself, or excuse me, the actual movie itself, and I mean that is in Lord of the Rings. You know, the Two Towers, Fellowship, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, beer.
And this, for people that are curious, there's a lot of names to this. Budweiser, Black Crown, Golden Amber Lager. Now,
all it is Black Crown.
I'm the type of guy that I don't go out and buy random beers. Usually people will buy random beers and I try them. Like Mike got me some Sex Panther, and I love it.
60% of the time it works all the time?
I don't know what that's about. Is that what it says on it?
Anchorman.
Oh, is that? Oh. But Sex Panther was, and I don't like darker or bitter beers, but anyway, let's go on. So do we want to move on from...
So...
Shadow of Mordor, great.
Walking Dead Season 2.
Nah, I do not care for those types of games.
The original Telltale came out in 2013, but the expansions came out in 14. Blah, blah,
but
blah.
would you admit those games have very little gameplay? But did you just like the story?
Well, it's not about the gameplay with Telltale games.
I know, that's why I don't play them.
But I tend to like them just due to the fact that they're an
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
it's like you're more engrossed into a story.
They have a different interactive game mode. Like,
I know what you mean. It reminds me of the old point and clicks, but the presentation looks like a fucking movie.
It does, but if you could actually incorporate that with like an Oculus type system, with like a blink.
If you were one of the characters, or is that how it?
No, well, you're an outsider looking in on it, and you kind of choose the situation and storyline and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Like even with words told, and they actually have a new one coming out with. Actually, I think it is already out with Game of Thrones. They have a Game of Thrones
that just came out recently. Yeah.
So like I really do like what Telltale has done.
And they're doing Borderlands and Minecraft.
Well, Borderlands they already came out with theirs.
Already came out, okay. And then
I don't know. I think that's just a money grab.
It is. I think all of it is a money grab.
I think prequel was a money grab too.
Borderlands prequel.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not purchase that.
I didn't either, although honestly playing playing Destiny made me want to play Borderlands because Destiny. Dude, that's not even going to be on my list.
Destiny's not on my list.
Doesn't it piss you off though that they didn't put it on PC? Isn't that?
It makes me very.
I think it's bullshit.
Upset.
Anyway,
so Super Smash is actually my number 10.
Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah, and
Wii U?
I haven't even played it on the Wii U. And I wanted to talk to you about that.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'll talk about it.
Because I'll play that shit on the N64
Here's the thing.
all day, every day.
I didn't put it on my top 10, but I did put it in my honorable mentions. This is why. For me, it is not a single-player experience. It is a party game.
Definitely.
But it's fun as shit. Like, I've had people come over lately, and we've been playing. My stepson is good, and we'll play. I've been buying the Amiibos. I have about 10 of them right now.
What the hell is Amiibos?
Have you not heard of the Amiibos?
It sounds like a goddamn virus to me.
It is a virus. You go to Target or Best anywhere, and Nintendo has figures of each character. They're gonna release all 50 from Smash Brothers. You take
There's 50 people in Smash Brothers?
Yeah, if you unlock all the characters, it's 50. You take the Amiibo, you put it on the NFC chip on the gamepad, and then you give it a name. So you would want to call it something specific though, like Adam's Fox.
Syphilis.
Or that. So then what you do is when you go to play, let's say like you could play up to 8 players. So let's say you're just doing 4-player. Yeah. I would scan my couple of Amiibos to be in the game, and then they would be fighting. Now, when you first use them, they're level 1 and they suck. But then they level up and level up. Like my Fox is like a level 14 now.
Oh, I love Fox.
And he's at a point now where it's hard for me to play against him. I could beat him, but it's hard. So the Amiibo adds another layer to it, but you don't need them. But anyway, Smash is awesome. I honestly hadn't played it since N64. I did buy it on the Wii and thought it was okay, but it's just a great party game. Like when my wife likes playing it, and she's actually pretty good. We'll just sit there and just play and smash each other. Cody is showing me by elbowing his dog in the head.
Hey, he's a corgi. He's vicious.
But no, Smash, even though I didn't put it in my top 10, it is just like and it's funny because I was going to buy Mario Kart because I was doing the Best Buy 2-for-1.
Yeah.
But they didn't have it. No, it was buy one, get one 40% off.
Okay.
So what I'll get into real quick is I bought Smash Brothers along with Hyrule Warriors.
What the hell? Oh.
Have you heard of Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about the new Dynasty Warriors.
I never got into Dynasty Warriors, okay? But I like Zelda, and I trust Nintendo. This game is so fucking good, man.
Actually, my cousin actually had that, and he was raving about it.
Yeah, because like you have all these characters. My favorite's Link, obviously. You get all these weapons. You're constantly upgrading, adding slots to weapons. Like there's so much leveling up and different things. There's your offense, your defense, and like special abilities, whatever. And you can upgrade all those with material you get while you're playing a map. And the map's just all strategy because you look at it's like an RTS.
Yeah.
You look at your map and you're like, this diamond is red. I have to go kill the main guard.
It's Hyrule meets Dynasty.
But have you played Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know.
I played Dynasty Warriors since like 3, which was what, 2000.
I never got into it because when I would play it, and you would just kill guys.
Hack and slash,
and I'm like, okay, well, that's bullshit. But then when I realize it's deep and there's all this strategy, I'm like, holy shit, do I like this? So I'm now going to go back and play, like, right on PS4, they have Extreme Legends Special Edition or something. I don't know. I'm going to get that. Hyrule Warriors has gotten me into that series. Dude, it's all Zelda. Anytime in Hyrule Warriors, everyone drops rupees.
Yep.
Or if you come across a treasure chest, it does the whole like Link going and then dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, dude, I just love it. Anyway, okay, what's your next one?
All right, this might be a far-fetched one for you, and just let me know. Phantom Pain, MSG, Metal Gear Solid.
You mean Ground Zeroes?
No, Phantom Pain.
Phantom Pain, but it's not out yet.
Phantom Pain. So you've got your Ground Zeroes, your Phantom Pain, both are in the same genre as one another, just because one's already out, and it's Equinox's version of being able to kind of like get the feelers out.
Equinox, you mean Square Enix? Dude, you have had some beers.
I know I have. I'm sorry.
No, Konami is the...
Konami. Square Fox, or not Square Fox.
Okay,
we need to take this microphone off of me.
No, we'll just say you mean Ground Zeroes.
It's been like a year since I've done this shit, you know? Fuck.
I know. Hey, we'll just say Ground Zeroes, since no one has played Phantom Pain. Okay, next one, Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight is
Did you play
actually
that?
Yes, and Shovel Knight is probably one of the best platformers I've played in a millennia, and I'm not even that old.
Well, actually, it's made by a lot of the same people who did DuckTales the year before.
Yes, I know.
And
I know. Hence my fucking gamer handle, fucking Duck Plunger.
Okay, DuckTales
is the original duck fucking plunger gun for
Quackshot.
Yes,
dude, which is a fucking awesome game.
I love it.
But anyway, no, they did the DuckTales remake in 2013. Was that 12, 13? And it was amazing.
Yes, 13.
It was amazing, and so people left WayForward. They made Yacht Club Games, and they made Shovel Knight, which I did the Kickstarter, so I got it on PC.
Yep,
loved it.
I actually, and you know what? I snarled at you. Just for doing it, because I didn't think it was going to actually turn out to be what it was, and I lost that bet.
Oh, how much money do I get?
Nothing.
Ah,
because
shit.
we didn't bet anything. But
here's something though: if we bet, we would have both won.
Dude,
Wolfenstein.
That game is awesome. Oh, we want to go to Wolfenstein.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
that's in my top 10.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so my original perception of Wolfenstein, once I went to QuakeCon in 2013, before the game was actually released into 2014, I played it on its most difficulty of difficultness, and I thought it was a joke. Now, once the game actually came out and I played it, I still thought it was a little bit of a joke.
Well, because you don't really realize what they're trying to do at first. And I felt the same way. I'm playing it and I'm like, so what? And then you start playing it more and you realize it is.
I got in depth. Like, I was in the story.
It is the biggest fucking FPS in terms of story and level design.
No, it was amazing.
I know.
Dude, it broke my...
You know who made it?
Who?
The Riddick people.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking awesome? It makes sense.
And
Starbreeze, and then they made a new company that made this. That's what it was.
And I still play the original, like, Escape from Athena. I still play... Like,
those,
I still play those Riddick games. Like, they're really weird and awkward to play, but I still play them because they're so much fun.
But no, they did a good job of Wolfenstein adhering to kind of the new things Call of Duty people expect, but also still being an old school game, because in a map, you might go in a level, even though the game keeps going. You go one place, you go back.
I can understand that adaptation simply due to the fact that they do not understand how a single human being can attack a mech i.e. the last level. Spoiler alerts. But
yeah, there was some crazy shit.
If you actually look at Starbreeze and how they did the one-on-one versus mechs versus humans from like the Riddick's, like Athena and everything, like you had no chance whatsoever. So you can see where that slight bridge is.
Right, where they had to add those fantasy elements that would bring in a larger crowd.
And what's really cool is that what's his name? Homie and
Jackie Chan.
Yes. No.
Okay. BJ Blazkowicz.
Yes. No.
Well, no, that's the name of the main character.
You're a main dick character.
Wait, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Riddick himself.
Oh, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel.
Oh, so you're still talking about the Riddick games.
Yeah. What the hell just happened in that TV?
Oh, the Chromecast just...
That's a nice view.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe we should... What? It changed. Anyways.
Have you not seen that before?
I have.
Yeah, the Chromecast cycles through
it
wallpapers.
It changes, but I was just trying to figure out why it was stuck on, like, us watching Sir Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye the Science Guy, and now it's on the
Epic
Amazon.
rap battles.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Any hoodle. Wow.
Anyway,
Chinese,
Wolfenstein.
Yes.
Wolfenstein. Greatest FPS
okay,
I played.
So long story short,
mm-hmm.
And you can be the witness to this, and you were the witness to this. I literally hated that game, just due to the fact that its difficulty was so weak.
What game?
Wolfenstein.
Oh, the original.
So
what are you talking about? Which one?
When we went to QuakeCon.
Oh yeah.
I got to play Wolfenstein.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
On their platform. Like, they gave me the controller and I got to play it.
Yeah.
And I put it on the highest difficulty, and I was just sitting there going, like, I still have 15 minutes left? Like, are you serious?
Yeah, because part of it is to move the story along. They did have those linear, like, sequences, that was in the demo that they showed us. It was
that was also the
it was in the rubble
line.
Where it had the
it was all of that, yes. And then once he woke up, and then he got, he was like, oh, I'm here.
I do think that was a bad part to show,
but that's not what they allowed people to play at the very beginning, because where they had the big statue where you and your daughter took her picture, and that wasn't the demo that they played. They played the demo after.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So upstairs, we got to play the original, like, actual game demo. They got to play the short-term demo.
I see.
So, like, I played the demo downstairs, and then I went upstairs and I played that demo because I had the time slot for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And I didn't get to choose the difficulty downstairs, and I got to choose the difficulty upstairs, and I would automatically assume that there was like an ultra downstairs just to make people go like, oh my god, this game's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I got to choose the, like the super ultra upstairs, which was basically like nightmare mode or the hardcore. And I was like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
But like what you said at the very beginning, this was one of the games where I felt like the difficulty did not match the storyline, simply due to the fact that the storyline was so much more involved versus what it was that you actually had to do as a player, versus the original Wolfenstein, where you're just like, nah, I'm running around the original Hitler castle, blah, blah, blah. Like, this one was like, holy crap, like, they took your girl. They took your girl's family.
Dude, yeah.
They took everything from you.
This Wolfenstein game was just so incredible. If no one out there if you're listening to this and you haven't played it, you need to play it. Even if you don't like first-person shooters, put it on easy and just experience it.
Put it on normal.
Just experience it.
Put it on hardcore.
Put
it on hardcore and do it.
No, experiencing this game, because like even the story,
it really was like this game itself. Like I want to write a comic book about it,
but
I really want to write a comic book about it just because
like
it was
fan fiction.
Yes.
Hey, but as good as it was, it's not the best game I played.
What was the best game you played, Adam?
Bayonetta 2.
What?
Yeah.
You can't make a great game and then not make a better one.
Yeah, so I originally, when I got Bayonetta on the 360, I never beat it. What happened was I got it, I played it, and then I went on an airplane to go to Brazil for 2 weeks. I came back, and I was just moving on to the next games that came out. So I was just done. Anyway, on the Wii U, Bayonetta 2 comes with Bayonetta 1 on the Wii U.
Oh, shit.
So I played through Bayonetta 1 first with it's like the best version. I played through it and beat it.
2 positive female role models.
Yeah.
Or 2 female protagonists.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
2 female protagonists. I got it right.
Well, yeah. So I beat the first one, thinking like incredible experience. Second one, to me, easier, but I like the controls better. They added a few little things differently.
Okay, so Devil May Cry versus Bayonetta.
I'm gonna let you down here. I haven't played through Devil May Cry. I actually have them all. Did you hear 4 is getting an HD release?
I hope not.
No, it is. They already announced
DMC already got revamped.
Well, actually, they're doing that, and they're doing 4 also. No, an HD release for 4. Did you not like 4?
They already did an HD release for 4, and I have it.
Oh, on PC?
Yes.
But this is apparently an HDer release.
An HDer.
But no, I have the first 3 on PS2, and I haven't even... I played some of the first one, and I didn't like it, but I don't think they really knew what they were doing yet with the first one, because it was like Resident Evil.
So they have a DMC Devil May Cry, and I'm not trying to take this away from Bayonetta, but they have a DMC Devil May Cry. It's a DMC, whatever those 2 circle thingy-madoodles are, like semicolon.
Yeah.
And then Devil May Cry.
That is the reimagining, and I liked it. Yeah,
I got the I bought the DLC, so I got the Virgil pack on top of it, so I get to play as Virgil. Which, if you play Devil May Cry 2, you get to understand that storyline.
Yeah. Oh, that was a crazy last boss, by the way. Yeah. I didn't know what to do at first, and he kicked my ass, and then I figured it out, and it was.
I got my ass kicked constantly.
But anyway, Bayonetta 2
Bayonetta
is the game of the year.
So
I think
amazing.
At the end of the day, for me, the Wii U was the console. Now, I want to actually go back and talk about 2 other games on my list real quick. So, I've always been a big fan of Project Gotham Racing, and I love those games, right? So, Drive Club and Forza Horizon 2 came out for PS4 and Xbox One. And then someone was saying, hey, Drive Club, it reminds me of Project Gotham Racing. And I'm like, what? Because so far, everyone says that about all these games. I don't think that's true. So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get Drive Club. It was like $35 on Amazon. I used the price match at Walmart. It's like right below your leg. Yeah, there you go.
The Cody stole it from me.
But anyway, so playing Drive Club, it is incredible. One, it's the greatest graphics I've ever seen in a racing game on PS4. 2, it's like so... The gameplay is so good that it's like, I don't know how to explain it. So the game, it plays like it's an arcade racer. You cannot say it's a sim. You cannot say it's Gran Turismo. You can't even say it's like Forza. But it's arcadey, but it still requires some level of being careful when you're making a corner. You have to hit the brake correctly. You have to be able to take the turns correctly. Okay, so a lot of people say, no, this isn't an arcade game. So I like to compare that to when someone's used to Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and then they all of a sudden are playing on an Xbox controller with dual analogs. They're like, this is too advanced. Dual analog, that's just too advanced. Well, that's what everyone does now. Little kids are used to dual analogs, okay? That's what I think the arcade racer is now, and that's why I had a hard time in my transition of getting into the arcade racer, is they're now more advanced. It now requires more to the turning, to the braking, to make the turns. Okay, so I'm playing Drive Club, and it's strictly a track-based game. It's not open world. You can't go off-roading. If you happen to go off-road, I don't know how realistic this is, but if you happen to go off-road, it slows down a whole lot. It slows your vehicle down a whole lot. And then if you're off-road too much, it will actually reset you. Okay? So, I'm playing it, and I'm like, dude, this Drive Club game is just so good. Like, this is it. This is the racing game that got me back into racing games. So then I was like, you know what? I'm having fun with Drive Club. I need more. Let me just go ahead and get Forza Horizon 2. Forza Horizon 2 is the open world version of Drive Club. Graphics aren't as good, and it's a lot more arcadey. You can pretty much go off-road all you want, but I think what makes Forza Horizon, like, if Forza Horizon 2 was just a track-based game, it would be a piece of shit. But because it's open world and there's all this item collecting you can do, all this content, then the game is worthy, and it is fun. So this past year, got me back into the racing genre. Drive Club, Forza Horizon 2, both amazing games, and they are both their own games. You cannot say one is better than the other, in my opinion. You might like one more than the other, but you can't say one is actually better than the other. Graphics-wise, Drive Club just looks realistic. It looks real. Forza is more of like if someone used their iPhone 6 to take a picture and then they use Instagram for a filter. So it's like stylized. Anyway, so I'm actually really happy I got back into racing games. Both Forza Horizon 2 and Drive Club are just awesome. And
that's actually really funny.
What?
I only say that just now. Gran Turismo has been out forever. I only say that that's funny just due to the fact that me and one of my friends who just got back from overseas, we built a Logitech system.
Oh, like a sim racing?
Yeah, we built a Logitech system out of like just basic plywood from Home Depot. And
nice.
And he has a 300, what is it? So you have a 350, Nissan 350.
Oh, 350Z?
So he has a Nissan 300.
Oh.
But we took his seat and put that on whatever this piece of plywood was, and
nice.
then made a chair and a steering wheel and everything else.
I saw someone selling something like that on Craigslist for about $500.
Yeah, we did it for like 12.
Dude.
Like $12.
But the steering wheel, there's like the one to get for the Xbox One's $100.
Oh, okay, no. So he had that Logitech GS whatever.
Yeah.
Like force feedback system and all that other stuff, and clutch pedal and you know everything else. But yeah, we do that from time to time just to have fun. Like,
no, that's cool. I've been thinking about that. You know, it's like
actually not as hard to create your own like comfortable system.
Right? Yeah, I've seen that. When it comes to racing games, like I'm the type where I just like using a controller. Although it's weird though, like. I'm afraid I might change because when it came to any game on the PC that used flight controls like Battlefield 1942, it's like, oh, I have to get a joystick. And then I bought one. I bought that Cytec, whatever.
Yeah, it's the same one. Or X52.
Yeah, X52.
It's the one I have.
So it's like I would only play these games. And then I even bought the 360 for Ace Combat 6 and all these other games. I bought the joystick.
Ace Combat. Oh,
and,
we're going. Oh, man.
So
Ace Combat.
Well, I needed the joystick. I will not play a flying game without a joystick.
I can't either.
And then I'm afraid I'm going to get that way with racing games. But anyway, actually, I think that's it. Unless there was something other games.
I wanted to hear your opinion on Alien Isolation.
Okay, Alien Isolation. I'm a huge fucking Alien fan.
Both of us are, and I wanted to hear your opinion on Isolation.
The game was pretty decent. I don't think it really did anything bad. It's just...
Because it's supposed to be with Ridley's daughter, right?
Yeah. Ripley.
Or Ripley, sorry.
Yeah,
I said Ridley.
Ridley, that would be like Samus. That would be like a Metroid story. That's cool.
I know.
We need that.
No, we don't.
We need a Metroid game.
We do, but we don't.
Yeah. No, but anyway, so here's what the game did right. It actually did a really cool story for someone that loves Alien like me and Aliens. And Sigourney Weaver actually did some voice work.
Yeah.
like, and it really, there's just one moment in the game. So the whole 11 hours I played, or more than 11 hours, maybe 16 hours.
It's a 16-hour single player?
It took me a while. There's like a 2-minute long sequence that kind of like touches the nostalgia in me of the Alien franchise. The Alien and Aliens specifically, that I'm like, maybe this was worth it. Because the rest of the game is pretty much... The game, it's too easy.
Well, it's all about hiding.
But early on, I figured out how to exploit the game. The alien was random, but you knew...
It's one alien, though, right?
Well...
It's one alien that's loose on the station.
Do you want to know the whole story or not?
Well,
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, so from what I've understood from the like comics and everything else from that part forward, like, the game doesn't destroy what I already know.
There's more to the game.
It's the daughter. The daughter goes out and looks for remnants of her mother.
Basically, it's this other ship that contractors went out and they found the Nostromo and got the voice box, and they docked at this station nearby.
Right.
And I guess when Weyland-Yutani found out that the thing is there, they got with the station and said, hey, hold on to this for us, we're going to come get it, and told the contractors that. So obviously there's just, some conflict there. But you get there where the conflict had already broken out. Weyland-Yutani comes in, and they have their shit going on. Anyway, so you're in the middle of this conflict when you get there, but you really want to find out what happened to your mom. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it.
Spoilers.
Do you want me to spoil it?
No, I said spoilers.
So there's more to it than you think, but I still don't think it pays off. Even the ending, like, I love games or even movies when they have like cliffhanger endings.
Yeah.
But a cliffhanger ending is usually when it brings out new information and then it ends.
And you're just like,
this cliffhanger didn't. It just kind of stopped.
No, because we all knew what happened.
Yeah, but for her character, Ripley's daughter, what happens to her, it just kind of stops. It ends. And it's like, okay, well then what next? Apparently it's the DLC that explains it. Which it's like DLC. You got to pay to finish the story. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I was able to exploit the stealth mechanics, easily get by. You fight androids most of the time.
You're talking about breath holding and... Wait.
You barely have to hold... Yeah, there's the androids. Yeah. That's what they do to pad it. And it's a lot of that. And even the humans, if you come across human characters, the AI is fucking stupid. If an alien comes across human characters, the AI doesn't know what to do. So the alien will have a set path. Like, it's random each time it appears, but it has its set path. If there's humans there, sometimes it will still be on its path and just leave, and then the humans will just stand there. They won't go like, oh my fuck, there's an alien, I gotta run. They'll just stand there, and I'm like, well, that's not like what I would expect.
Yeah.
And then I was able to sneak behind them and then tase them both, and I'm just... So you were easily able to exploit it just by knowing how basic the system was. But what would suck was... Well, not suck, but even though it was always a random pattern that you could exploit, you could tell when there's a specific time that, okay, you can't exploit this because it's a sequence to move the gameplay. So what you were doing before doesn't work. It's like no matter what, the alien will see you. No matter what, the android will see you. So at the end of the day, it was just a mediocre game with great graphics. And it actually had some cool alien story shit going on. Other than that, my disappointment of the year, not a huge disappointment. It's just okay. I just won't recognize it as anything interesting I played that year.
How much more time do we have?
We've gone over quite a bit, but we can still talk if you want to mention something.
I've got like 3 or 4 other things.
Well, list them real quick.
The Forest.
Don't know what that is.
So The Forest was one of those, like... did you ever play Rust?
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Now, it's not that specific type of game, but it's more along the lines of... So you crash landed... So think of Lost.
Yeah.
So you crash landed. Your son got kidnapped by these indigenous people and you have to figure out how to get them back, so on and so forth. The forest, the concept of the game itself, played a very wide spectrum in the game of I can't even think of the terminology for the type of game that it was. Open-ended world.
So an open world builder.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you basically jump off the plane and you're like, okay, rock, pick it up. Stick, pick it up, so on and so forth.
It does that whole thing.
And once the night actually falls, like these random cannibal crazy people like just start attacking you. It's a really hard game to get the original concept of, but once you actually figure out that you can set traps for them and so on and so forth, like you can kind of build your own platform and keep them away from you.
So,
Another one was the new Thief game. The new Thief.
Dude, all I heard was shit about that game.
I liked it.
Oh, okay.
I really did. More than I liked, like, let's say, the Blacklist, which got...
Splinter Cell Blacklist. Yeah. Dude, I tried. Like, I like Conviction, but Blacklist just kept...
Well, you gotta remember that once Third Echelon dropped, like, they didn't really have much of a storyline anymore on the Tom Clancy side, so they kind of just let it die. Which they built up the Tom Clancy list with, what's it called? There's a new free-to-play game out there right now.
But anyway, Thief.
Anyway, so the new Thief game, in all honesty, I believe the new Thief game is a lot more fun than Unity. Now, Unity didn't get very much.
Assassin's Creed? Unity?
Yeah,
oh, you played it.
It's horrible.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yep.
To me, you're going to be much better off playing Thief than Unity.
Oh, wow. Okay, I could probably see that then. Yeah, I don't think anyone ever really said they liked Assassin's Creed Unity. Yeah.
But there's another one. Okay, so we already talked about Shovel Transfer. Transfer was actually made by the same people who did Bastion.
Oh, a Transistor.
Transistor, sorry.
Yeah. I didn't play that one, but I heard a lot of good things about
Bastion was so
dude, I got so bored of that game.
Dude, the music was good.
Yeah, it had good stuff. It was just like the same fucking thing over and over, and I was like,
okay, so that was the type of game though that you didn't play constantly. You played it in episodes.
I could see that because I played games to completion. I was like, man, this is so boring. I'm just gonna stop.
No, to me, Bastion was not a game that you could play all day, every day. You couldn't do it.
It's too repetitive.
Yeah, you couldn't do it, and the in-between times before you actually upgrading were just too ridiculous. Now, Abyss Odyssey. If anybody...
Oh, yeah.
And this was the game I was telling you about, man.
I think I need to get
this. And this was a 16th century from Santiago, Chile style game. All like, you've got flamenco music going on in the background. You've got old fucking school, like, weapons. Well, basically, it's Rogue Legacy meets... Street Fighter meets...
Because you're saying Smash Brothers.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Is it's Smash Bros. Meets Street Fighter meets Rogue Legacy. So you're doing a vertical dungeon crawler, but you're going up, down, left, right attacks with specials.
Wow. That actually sounds pretty amazing.
So you're like, I'm using a controller playing on the PC. So my Y button controls my up, left, down, and right. while my X button controls my up, left, down, and right, and then I've got my jump and everything else in between. So you're controlling your character just like you control them on Smash Brothers, but you have the combinations that you can use on Street Fighter, and at the same time, it's going down, as in a dungeon crawler down, with the ability to change as in a rogue-like game. So you have the ability to place markers. Now, if you can afford to pay for the markers, you have a marker 2, marker 3, marker 4. So as you go further down, you have the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and then your main boss level. But this is one of the games that I have found that just... And I did a whole hand signal there, and nobody can see it. But
yeah,
this game has blown my mind.
Yeah, you've been talking about it so much that I think I need to go ahead.
And it's a co-op.
That's cool.
You can do it solo. You can do it co-op. You can turn friendly fire on or off. If friendly fire is on, you can actually combo the final boss. If friendly fire is off, there's no way for you to combo any character in the game, which actually, once you get very good at the game and very good with specific characters, and like I said,
so you need it on.
Well, you don't, to learn, because there is a training. Okay. There is a training mode. There's an arena mode. There's a fight mode. So like if you and I wanted to play with each other, we could play with each other. But if I were to hit you with my sword or so on, like, you would take damage from it.
Okay.
So you would have to get like really good in the training simulator or the training mode just to make sure that like we wouldn't just completely destroy each other. Because the final boss, there's actually 2 players.
So you just have to be careful when you're doing your attacks that you're not going to hit your... You can't just smash buttons and...
Oh, yeah. Because like it's nightmare mode. It's like Diablo 3, Like, you have the regular mode, and then you have Diablo mode. Like, if you play Nightmare, nothing is going to be what it needs to be.
Okay.
But anyways, that's Abyss Odyssey. That was one of the ones that was actually on sale for like $6 or $7 during
the winter sale.
Yeah, during the winter sale. But other than that, like, the only other game I could say that anybody needs to look at, and it's Capcom game, but The Evil Within.
Oh yeah, I played that. It was all right.
It was okay, and in all honesty, it was worth the money.
I got to chapter 11, and other games came out, and I just stopped playing.
To me, it felt like the original
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
4. Yeah, it does. It's just for some reason.
What was his name?
Yeah, Shinji. Oh fuck.
Shinji
Mickey Maki. I don't know.
I don't either.
No, I know what you're talking about, dude. I wanted to like that game. Something was holding it back for me.
I wanted to as well, and I did.
But you did. All right. Well, I mean, is that it?
That's all I got.
That's all. Okay. Well, cool. Well, that was our 2014. You know what? There's a lot of cool stuff happening in 2015. So hopefully we'll start doing these podcasts again more often.
Bye-bye.
I mean, it's fun with the beer. I would like to say the first half was very stale. The last half was very sloshy.
You're very sloshy.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening. And I guess let us know what you think in the comments. And yeah, that. All right. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.